Hi, we're going to be comparing today the new BlackBerry Torch that has a touch screen, much like the iPhone, but also the mechanical keyboard that a lot of people prefer, and comparing it to the iPhone second generation. Right away, we noticed some things new on this BlackBerry that other ones couldn't do. For example, you can watch live TV. This is Fox Business. Handheld devices and smartphones like the Apple iPhone and the new BlackBerry Torch are rapidly becoming genuine medical tools for doctors in the hospital to search patient records and pull up drug information, etc. The Research in Motion people sent us a new BlackBerry Torch to review, and we'll compare it head to head with the iPhone, which is probably the most commonly used tool in the hospital now. First of all, the sizes are about the same, very comparable sizes. The Torch is a little thicker. The real innovation of the BlackBerry Torch is that for the first time it has a full touch screen feature similar to what iPhone pioneered. And it also has the real keyboard that BlackBerry fans find essential. Many people find texting just on the touch virtual keyboard frustrating. So it has the best of both worlds with a real keyboard and a touch screen. So first off, these are still primarily telephones, so how does it work? They both use AT&T. The Torch is available only on the AT&T, and it's well known that many people have complaints about the AT&T program and the drop calls and so forth, so there's no difference there. The one difference we've noticed is, I'm not sure why, but there's a bit of a computerized, synthesized sound on this phone. Otherwise, it's the same calling plan. The first major difference between the iPhone and the BlackBerry is how they approach email. BlackBerry is still by far the standard emailing device for corporations, and there's a variety of reasons for that. So we preferred still to use the BlackBerry keyboard, and they have a very nice touchpad here that allows you to navigate the screen quite easily, so this is very nice too. And here's how we would send an email by using the touch screen. So we just go like this, and click the icon to compose, email. It's really essential to have the keyboard in this direction. This is too small. We found it's fat fingers problems too much. So here, compare that to the sending the email from BlackBerry. Pick your inbox. We get this email error message a lot. It's just we haven't been able to fix it, which is one of the reasons we like the BlackBerry email better. So you notice our fingers are getting messed up there, so let's try it this way. Still messed up. Now what's not appreciated to many people behind the scenes and the differences in the emails is that the BlackBerry is a much more secure form of sending emails. In the news recently, Saudi Arabia and now India are actually complaining to RIM that they can't tap in and spy on BlackBerry users. That tells you this is what corporate CEOs and so forth would use. It's the reason President Obama has a BlackBerry, whereas the email here is much less secure, and it doesn't work as well yet on corporate servers and so forth. So also the email works overseas much more frequently, more often with the BlackBerry. We're Googling. Keyboard, just like Apple, messes up. For you old timers who've used BlackBerries for years, this keyboard is definitely a little more crowded. The ridge here makes the fingers get a little clustered up here compared to one of the original BlackBerries with very easy to use keyboard. So you'll have to make some adjustments here, but it still works a lot better than a touchscreen either here or the Apple touchscreen. Now we start to get into some of the features that separate the BlackBerry from the iPhone. It really is much more of a business machine. It's very much more like a small PC. So for example, you can open up files like Microsoft Office here. Go to the Applications app, and then there's separate programs to open up different Microsoft programs such as PowerPoint or Word. So here's a Word document. pulls up nicely. So you can scroll up here, expand, etc. You can also take a PowerPoint presentation with you and either transfer the file to the PC where you're presenting or hook it directly to a projector, which is nice. Another feature that BlackBerry users are growing to like is called BlackBerry Messenger. What is BlackBerry Messenger? It's essentially a glorified internet messaging which incorporates aspects of Facebook or LinkedIn. When it comes to web browsing, there are some differences here. So one difference we've noticed with the BlackBerry is it will pull up a website just as if you were searching it on a PC or computer, except it does not play YouTubes that are embedded. Right here should be a YouTube video player which doesn't show up. There's a flash compatibility issue there. However, you can watch YouTubes directly from a YouTube site, but you can't watch a YouTube that's embedded. In contrast, here's the same website, and you can watch the video. See, the embedded videos do show up here on iPhone, and you plug it in, and it goes to.
Rick Mays, Professor of Political Science, University of Richmond.
I'm Catherine Bagwell. I'm in the psychology.
The Torch can play media like MP3 music and so forth, and video just like the iPhone. A big advantage of the BlackBerry over the iPhones is the camera quality. This is a much better camera with a real flash. The flash works pretty well at long distances outside and so forth, so it has a flash. Camera is much better. So is the video. The video camera quality is much better. Synchronization process where you have your Outlook emails and addresses and contacts sync with the PC. Your Outlook is much faster on the BlackBerry as well. All you do is you hook, and it's done. That took less than a minute. Now, in contrast, to do that with the iPhone, so that process took well more than 2 minutes. I'm not sure why it takes so much longer than the BlackBerry. One important thing to note is this whole iTunes has a real problem with personal information security. If you click on various things like the Genius Store or what have you, it sends information to Apple and it knows things about you. This is a real problem with a lot of programs from Google and Apple and so forth. Now, the battery life between the two devices is significantly different as well. The BlackBerry has always been known for very long battery life. It can go for a week or so. The iPhone, if you're using it for listening to music and so forth, within half a day or 8 hours or 5 hours, you'll be zapped out of batteries. We like the fact that you can actually open up and get the battery out and look and play with the chips and so forth. Why iPhone does that. iPhone is completely sealed. You can't access the battery or manipulate the chips at all. I'm not sure why Steve Jobs likes to do that. So overall, the takeaways: if you're a business person and a corporation, you really should get the Torch. The email is secure and it just is hands down better. Also has a much better phone. But if you really have a priority on certain apps and maybe a couple of websites that the iPhone can reach that the Torch can, and if you don't mind having the email not supported by your corporation, then you can stick with the iPhone. But we're pretty impressed with the Torch.